was just sending you a text. I saw that you called right now, and I think you might have said, "Oh shit, he live," and you hung up. If that's the case, but I just sent you a message letting you know I'm live right now. But welcome back, everybody, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be right here where I'm at, providing still a vessel for people to enjoy life with me. And I say that because when I look like it froze, and that I don't know why. If anybody in the comments, is it frozen? If y'all can let me know. And if so, I have no idea why it's frozen or choppy. In the comments can let me know if it's frozen, if you can hear my voice, or if it's choppy. Because I have my laptop on and it is choppy. Your audio is breaking up as if your bandwidth is low. Man, I wonder why. Let me put it on Wi-Fi, which I shouldn't, and see if that makes a difference. What up, Links? What's up, everybody? Let me know if it just got better. Okay, cool. So I think we good to go. All right, I'm a rock and roll with this now. I hope it's back live and everything is good. I'm gonna hit refresh on this and see if it catches up. All right. So let me know if it is back to normal again. Anybody? Okay. Well, let me see. So like I was saying, man, I am blessed to be here. Let me see, back to normal. Thank you. I'm blessed to be here. And this is something that I am starting to just get more and more in tuned in. Thank you so much. Let me know. Thankful for life's, Life Simone, something like that. I'm thankful to be here. I'm gonna just get myself back on track, y'all. Whenever you're doing stuff like this, for me, when you go live, oh man, ain't no edits. This shit is real time, and you just gotta hope and pray that it'll just fix itself, or you can fix it in seconds when you're going live. And that's, one of the big differences on filming live or just filming your podcast or whatever you're filming, and then you edit it, and then you can take out stuff. So basically, we're at 106. The last 5 minutes would have just been erased. You would have never saw that. But being that you're live with me, you see the fumbles, and then you see the recovery, and then you see me running in for a touchdown. That's what I do. But so the older I get, every single day, it just touches me in a certain type of way, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, just how important life is, breathing is, mobility, and throughout these 53 years of life for me, now going on 54 in May, how unfortunate it was on some of the things I wasted my time on. Some of the things I wasted my time on, some of the people I wasted my time on. And then because of maturity and things within my belief, then I go back and I think on that. And when I think on that, when I say wasting time on situations or people, that's kind of figured out that it wasn't a waste of time. It could have been a lesson. It could have been a preparation for another situation that the spirits had in my path. So it leaves me in a position not to truly find regret in anything in my past. What up, Raider Podcast? Much love to Raider Podcast. He came out with us last Sunday. We had a good Sunday on twos. He was on twos. We had a little situation we had to deal with, but we still linked up. That's the important part, to still link up in fellowship, still get there. So Raider Podcast came out, man, and we had a good time. So thank you, bro, for making that happen. Yeah, and sometime when I tap into the chat to stay up to date with stuff, I kind of lose track. So sorry if I lost track right there. But as we get older, as I continue to get older, I'm just really also seeing just how simple life really, really is. How simple life is. And I say that because on the flip side of that, it's disappointing on how difficult humans can make stuff when it really don't need to be that way. You know, if I could create a world that I could live in and handpick people, you know, it'll be a world that people didn't even have, you know, right on, brother, the chemical, you know, the chemical toxicness of jealousy, of, you know, just being territorial about stuff as well. And just a bunch of stuff, just a bunch of, you know, just impurities that just really jack stuff up. You know, I truly believe that we as human beings, as people, we were put on this earth to help people, not hurt people. And the older I get, the more I can look at stuff and do my best to just disconnect myself from it. Because of many reasons. One, it ain't my business. Two, do I really give a fuck about that? No, leave it alone. And I wonder what life could have been like if I knew all that at 16, 17, 18, growing all the way up, you know? And that's why it's important at this age, you know, to, I could say this, beat this in to these youngsters. And I say beat it in because they too brainwashed and distracted with other stuff to easily accept this. So ultimately, it's a challenge to really push that into them. Oh, you know what? Let me flip this up real quick because I did say when I first start off, I'm going to go right into the title of my podcast. So let's flip this up again because this is live. This is what you get. If it was recorded again, I would have edited this and put this on the back of it. But for some reason, I said this because I'm going to point right here. Somebody right there was that focus. I don't think it's going to focus on my finger, but you probably needed to hear what I had to say. That's why the spirits made me say it. It was for your ass. You watching this. So the title of my podcast, what exactly? I always forget what I named it. Something like, oh yeah, here it is right here. Why would I name my Harley Davidson Dyna White Power? Why would I name a motorcycle white power when I'm a black man? White power. So for people that are in the motorcycle club lifestyle, you're going to dissect this and translate it in a certain way. Civilians, you might still understand it because of what it has to deal with. And I say that because I don't want anybody to feel left out. You know, when I was first getting into the Harley Davidson motorcycle scene, there are things that you are confronted with, things that were pre-existing before you even got a motorcycle, things that just predated you many years before. And one of the things that was back then and still now, which I said won't surprise nobody, is one word, and that word is ignorance. Ignorance. And I'm going to say ignorance instead of saying racism, instead of saying racist people. Because I feel that there are way more weak-ass, ignorant people out there than truly, truly bona fide racists. Bona fide racists. I would assume in its highest percentage, bona fide racists wouldn't even put themselves in the same vicinity, area, lane as me, as a black dude. I feel that, right on, Mecca, much love. I feel that a bona fide racist, they don't even want to be around. They got their own little pocket where they at. I feel that once somebody from another, skin tone finds themselves discouraged with a black person, just on the strength of them being discouraged, we as black people want to call them racist. But technically, that person is just mad. Now, one, I ain't defending a motherfucker like that. Now, even that person who got mad, they could find themselves either in their head or, if they said it, using the N-word. My belief is, my assumption is that ignorant ass coward MF is upset, and I'm saying it again, ignorant. Because if you really cornered that person and asked him, are you a MFing racist? They gonna say no. They gonna say no. A bona fide racist gonna tell you, yes, the fuck I am. This coward gonna tell you no, but they're flexing what they think is the best defense to accelerate an ignorant situation or get them out of an ignorant situation. And that's what we got more of around here. Southern California, all this stuff. These are just ignorant ass people. I'll never give that much credit to call that MF a racist. That's giving them too much power. Call them an ignorant weenie, an ignorant sissy. So I say all that because when I got into the Harley Davidson world, I didn't know what was really cracking with it. I didn't know that it was so governed by politics. Now, under that umbrella of politics, you got club politics, you got bike politics, you got nationality politics, you got chain of command politics. Politics is embedded all the way throughout. But I experienced something a little bit different early on compared to some of the other brothers back then for what I did. And what I did was tap into a lane that most, none, hardly none, hardly none of black people was messing with. And that was a Harley Davidson motorcycle model called the Dyna. The Dyna was a smaller frame Harley, known to be ridden by, liked by white people, white dudes. And also, you know, the club bike. But it really, well, it catapulted with the TV show. But it was known as a white boy bike. And black people were known for baggers, crazy ass loud paint jobs, loud ass music. It went from like a regular front wheel to a 21 front wheel to the 23 front wheel. Big handlebars. You laid back on your bike and you look like you fucking laying in a recliner. And to today, that image is still there and it's still expressed. And so I learned that there's a look for black people's bikes, white people's bikes, Mexican people's bikes. And so the very first bike I did, and this could have been another YouTube, the very first bike I did a Softail. That's the first bike I bought. A Harley. I had sport bikes before then. So the first Harley I bought was a Softail Deluxe. Went down to Pomona Harley, bought it, and I picked out everything and had Harley do everything to it. And so I say that because I bought it and I left the bike there. They did the handlebars, the exhaust, the wheel, everything. So now when I go back to pick it up, maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks later, whatever it was, I ride it home or I go to pick it up and it was a black dude there. And I told him I was there to pick up my bike. He's like, oh, right on, man. Yeah. And so they pull it out. And inside of me, I'm geeked up. This is my first Harley, handlebars and exhaust and all that and da-da-da-da. Chrome everywhere. And he looked at it. He looked at me and I didn't really know what his emotions meant. But I could tell that it really wasn't sitting right with him, but I didn't understand why. And the first thing he said was, this your bike? And I said, yeah. He said, man, that's a Mexican bike. And I was like, in my head, like, what the fuck are you talking about, a Mexican bike? But I said that in my head. And I was like, what make you say that? He said, man, we don't ride this shit like this. He said, man, you got this. He said, man, you fix your bike up like a Mexican. This is a Mexican bike. I was so clueless on everything he was saying to me, his emotion. And so inside, I'm kind of offended because there was a whole lot of money just spent on this bike. He said, man, we don't run those pipes. Those are fish tails. Those long ass pipes you got in the back. Mexicans run that. And the handlebars, man, the soft tail. He said, and so what happened was, I'm going off of, where I mostly grew up throughout my 13 years from us moving out of LA, Inglewood area. I grew up in Ontario, and it was predominantly Hispanic. And so that's the only thing I'm going off of the bikes that I was seeing and Mexican lowrider magazines and all this type of stuff like that. And that was my first encounter with the labeling of bikes and looks and styles. So he told me that I had to switch that bike up. And I remember we went to, a black motorcycle event. And my bike was in a class of its own. The only one looking like that, And so eventually I did fix that. No, I didn't fix it. I completely transitioned the bike into a different look. I made that Softail into a bagger. And it was a black bike then. Now, I say all that to bring you to the Dyna. When we were filming Sons of Anarchy, when I first got on the show, being black and representing the Black Motorcycle Club on the show, they were wanting, as they said, black motorcycles. We want black guy motorcycles. And so I brought my bagger, and they was in love with it. And then I had some of my other partners come on the show. And that was the first season. The second season that I was in it, I told myself, after seeing Charlie Hannon, Jax, and Happy and them on their Dynas, when I first came on the show, I was like, that motherfuckers be getting up and, nimble and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, I'm going to tear their ass up next season. I told myself, I'm going to come back next season with a Dyna. And let me see. Oh, he's dead. Mecca. Thank you, bro. And thank you, Mecca. I said, I'm going to tear their ass up next season. So, it's choppy again? Damn. I don't know why. I wonder why. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know if it's still choppy now, but I told myself I'm going to come back on a Dyna next season. Not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. No, you good. Okay, thank you. So I said, I'm going to come back next season on a Dyna, and I'm going to tear their ass up. So what I did was I jumped into the Dyna world. I started doing all my research. I'm looking at everybody else's Dynas, okay, that they put together. And everybody else was just all white boys. All white boys. That's it. What no brothers that I am aware of. If you see this across the United States and I'm wrong, so be it. But where I was at wasn't no brothers, no black people, no black men in motorcycle clubs that I am aware of on a Dyna. If they were, it was stock, corny looking, and it did not exist. It didn't make no noise. It wasn't, nobody saw it. Okay, so Mecca, he said, nope, 100% not at all. Thank you for verifying that, bro. Thank you. And so I said, I'm gonna come back. And so I went into the lab and I started putting my creation together. Okay. I came back next season, paya, with orange bang. This was a orange, neon orange Dyna that I had created. And that was my first Dyna. And so this neon orange Dyna, I pull up, and the people in charge of Sons of Anarchy, they're like, what the fuck is this? Where's the black bike? That's how they talk, you know, some of them. And I was like, and they were like, what you doing on this? Black guys don't ride this. And I said, thank you, Mecca. I said, I ride it. I said, club guys ride there? I said, yeah, my club, we ride Dynas. I ride this. This is what I'm gonna do. So they were freaked out that I showed up on the set. When I came up in the black set, people even buy Harley. You were lucky. When I pulled up, they were just shocked, blown away. Now, one of the actors on Sons of Anarchy, who was from up north, who was a patch holder in a club, who was also paid to be on the show, if I remember, if I'm correct, to give like his creative club insight on, you know, what's good, what's not, what could pass, what can't. Okay, and that guy, his name was Happy. That was Happy. And he was actively in a certain club, okay? So he was right there, and he was like, nah, he said, that motherfucker's fucking hard. He said, that's a fucking hard-ass Dyna. He said, yeah, run that. And so basically, he vouched for it, and if he ever sees this, thank you, you know. That was the opening to me introducing my Dynas onto Sons of Anarchy. That Dyna, dope as fuck, nothing like it. During that time, Harley was putting out a motor, had just started to offer a motor called the 120R. It was a 120 race motor, a crate motor. Of course, I had that in it. So it sounded crazy. It was fast. It was powerful. And that bike and then I brought it to the black set. So now on the black set, it's like, what the fuck is that? You know, like, damn, you know, like shit. It was in a class of its own. Now I had a couple of older cats, a few years older than me. Brothers, man, what the fuck you doing on that shit, man? That's that white boy shit. And so for me, again, I'm just like, nah, this is me, you know? And I stood firm on it. Now, we'll go a little bit further to social media. Now, I'm on Facebook or MySpace or some shit, and I'm getting into these Dyna groups. And in these Dyna groups, it is white ignorance at all-time high. Straight up ignorant. And in there, man, you know, N-words don't ride Dynas. This is what they saying, the white cats, you know. Jealous, they're so hot and jealous about me stepping into the Dyna world and just destroying their ass. Like, for real. None of them, nobody had a Dyna as dope as what I was doing. Nobody. So hold on. I put West Coast T-Bars, brand new worldwide special. You build your bikes like a white dude. You must think you're Goldie. I asked, who is Goldie? Oh shit, somebody got jammed up. Oh, my bank account has never been the same since then. My Dynas and baggers were club style. There you go. When I came up in the black set, couldn't even buy one. So the 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 sorry about that, y'all. The Dyna, the orange Dyna, I knew that for me to stand strong with this and to defend it, I could not just do it once, you know? So I knew that I had to come back and hit their ass again. So in those forums, now you got the forums, and then you go to motorcycle events, and then you see some of these white cats who was keyboard banging on the internet. And like I said, these are, at that time, whoever they, weenie motherfuckers, you know, because I had some people that I know told me, hey, that's that dude from the group right there who was talking shit. So, you know, I jam him up. Oh, no, it's cool, bro. Yeah, your shit is dope, bro. And da-da-da-da-da. And so now I'm learning more. Again, like I said, this word racist versus a ignorant ass chump, you know, and that's for the most of what I've seen out there is some ignorant ass chumps. So now with Orange Bang, my orange Dyna, back to the brother, it was a black dude, you know, and still, and back then he called himself dismissing me as like a friend or somebody that he knew because I was on a Dyna and he called it a white boy bike. And this was a dude from, you know, a popular club on the black set that's really popular. And I cared no mind to that, you know. I gave two shits about how he felt about me being on a Dyna. And but it still showed me something. Yeah, I'm just not going to be programmed to be sheep. I'm not going to be programmed just to monkey see, monkey do what everybody else is doing. So I decided to build another Dyna. And this time I had to make it doper than Orange Bang, even though I still had Orange Bang. So this one, now I'm just trying to give you a timeline of like the ignorance and the so-called racist shit that was just hovering all over the motorcycle set, you know? So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do another Dyna. And I'm going to paint this motherfucker. I'm going to do this motherfucker all white. It's going to be pure white. And I'm going to just snatch that shit from them. And I'm going to be in control of white power. I said, I'm about to just take that and I'm going to be in control of white power. The bike is white and it's powerful. So I can give all kind of excuses. Not excuses, but just reasons, you know? And so for me, it was me just making a power move, you know? And I would ride, when I built white power, all I was doing was just putting my taste, my energy, effort, concept, my idea, my uniqueness. I was just putting that into a motorcycle. I didn't know really what was on the backside of me creating that Dyna. And so that Dyna catapulted because of how amazing it looked. And the name just stuck to it. That bike is also featured on Sons of Anarchy. And then when I rode up on the set on that, shut it down. Sons and them, they was just like, God dang. And so also what it was doing was it was clowning their bikes on Sons. So the Grim Bastards, our bikes, dope as a motherfucker. Now we clowning their Dynas. Now I didn't know that I was just really making a name for myself in the Dyna world. I was just doing me. I was just doing me, you know? And so the white Dyna was creating more of a wave than I even realized. This skater dude, whatever, skateboarder, skater dude, you know, there's no other way to say it, you know, try to bite white power. And there were some parties involved with that pissed me off, because the bike that was featured on Hot Bike Magazine. I say all this because you can look it up. You can look at the receipts on it. You can look it up. It was featured on Hot Bike Magazine. And the moment I saw it, I said, you fucking punk. And whoever was the editor on this, whoever put this out, you fucking weenie ass buster. Y'all know damn well this chump tried to bite, because the bike was fucking whacked. It was whacked. Tried to bite my creation, which was white power. And if I remember, he gave it this whacked ass name. I think it was White Knight or some junk like that. And so me, what I do, I dive right in. You know, I write my article and I bash Hot Bike Magazine. I bash the little ugly ass, goofy ass, punk ass editor. And I don't even need to give him credit to even say his sorry ass name. And as many years ago as this was, I still stand on my energy. And that's what people say, you know, about somebody, you know, so I still stand on that. And he tried to he contacted me. He asked me to, you know, if it was okay, I can take it down, what I wrote. Fuck no, that shit gonna stay up there. You know, just as you immortalize that shit in print with that whacked ass bike, this gonna be immortalized as well. Because I felt that my creation, my bike, hands down, and still today, and we talking probably over 15 years ago, I think, ain't no bike came close to that. But you gonna let this white dude bite my bike, and then you're gonna feature that bike in your magazine, and you know damn well he bit my bike, and you as the editor not even tell him, you sure you don't want to just kind of say you were inspired by Goldie's bike? You sure you just want to print this up as if you created this completely on your own with nobody's ideas or endorsements or anything? I just personally felt chumped off. And then this is where you got, as a black man, you feel that you're getting chumped off because you're black, you know? But that didn't stop me. It just chin up, chest out. It made me stronger with shit, you know, because I don't depend on that stuff. It wasn't nothing I was doing for the attention, but it just was showing me stuff on how certain people move in life. So that white Dyna, to recap on it, I named it White Power as just kind of like a slap in the face to the ignorant ass cats out there who thought they just really had something on lock. No, motherfucker. This brother came through and whooped y'all's ass in the Dyna world, hands down, across the United States. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that in the Dyna world. And with that, I moved forward with, you know, gaining the title, creating the title, the Dyna King. That's me, the Dyna King. Everybody knew that. Now, we'll fast forward to today. The Dyna is a bike that if you're going to try to come out and be number one, shit, you got a lot of work. You got a lot of work to come out and try to be number one, to clown all Dynas. Today, it'll be a difficult task. Today. When I did it, I did it. I clowned every Dyna out there. You know, even the cats who were already riding Dynas, who had already put their twist to fix them up. I came through and shut it down. Now, I say, let me see, when you hit the world with the gold FXR, you went to the Pluto with that build and pissed off a million motherfuckers. Yes, sir. So, the brother in the chat, I also did a gold FXR with a dope ass flake, a chopper guy's frame, 120R motor, inverted tank, all kind of stuff, everything, PM, everything. Shut it down. Even before that, I did a CVO Dyna, a blue one called Blue Balls. Another Dyna I did was I forgot the name of the Dyna. It was a certain Dyna that came out. Switchback. A Dyna Switchback was the name. It's like a cream color. And I put a 135 Gems crate motor in there with a Baker 7-speed tranny and all this other stuff. I was shutting it down on the Dyna scene. Absolutely. And every bike that I'm speaking on, I had them all in my stable at the same time. All my bikes I have at the same time. You know, now, today, you know, I'm excited to be building another Dyna. And I know that I cannot half-ass this. Just like with me coming back to the Dyna, to the Harley Davidson world, I know that I do have a reputation. I do know that there is something expected out of me. And I know that my stable of bikes now, you know, will hold its own up against absolutely anybody of any caliber within the motorcycle world, except music. I don't mess with the music shit. That's not me at all. I wear a full face helmet with my music from my head unit. I'm cool with that. So I don't do the music shit. But outside of that, you know, I got a heavy ass stable, and it feels good. It feels good. The Dyna, I am building a Dyna that is going to hold its own up against any Dyna out there. Let that be the old school Dyna or the new Softail Dyna, which is the low rider. I know that I cannot have a Dyna today and it be mediocre. I can't do that. So this one will be my flex reunion back to touching my Dyna love for the Dyna. But I'll stop there with the Dynas. I won't keep going with them. This one is just going to be, you know, my Dyna. And still the undisputed Dyna king. I said what I said. Simone. Right on. Thank you, man. Spot Bill. Blue Balls was nice. Thank you. Yeah, so Blue Balls was a 2008 Dyna CVO, which was a rare Dyna. A CVO, a Screaming Eagle Dyna, inverted front forks. So that right there, all that was to let y'all know why, and some back history, why I named my white Dyna White Power. And yeah, I also during that time I had got a white vest. I was riding white Power, and sometime I pull up to the events. I'll be like this. I don't know how the racist people do it. I would do like this, and that's all just like, you know, that's just like my F you to the ignorant motherfuckers. You know, like y'all don't got that on lock. You know, we gonna clown with it. It don't mean shit to me. you know. And that's where I stood with it, and that's where I stand with it. Um, so every every industry probably people get involved with, you know. No, I'm not gonna say it, probably every industry, you know, is contaminated with ignorance. Last podcast was Lisa Sparks. Lisa Sparks. And on the other side of my life, adult entertainment, you know, is contaminated with ignorant racism. Contaminated, you know. Lisa is something that she had to unfortunately experience and deal with the politics of that, you know, because as a white girl, when you get into the industry, one of the first things these producers and directors and people tell the white chicks is, you know, don't shoot with black guys. Put that at the end of your career, at the end, you know. And that's something Lisa did not do. And for all the videos and all the work Lisa has done, and with her huge fan base, Lisa was never, ever nominated for anything for AVN. Either nominated, I might be wrong. If she was nominated, sorry about that, but didn't win anything, you know. And that's something that, you know, respectfully, she probably did not want to say it the way I said it, but I'm saying it from me, you know. And me being in the industry, I also recognized other ignorant stuff. And something when it comes to racism and, you know, just white superiority stuff, you know, it's technically the same thing, you know. So and nothing that I'm saying has disabled me when I speak on racism and ignorance and all that stuff. It ain't disabled that I am aware of, you know, from me moving forward. It happens out there every day, ignorant stuff, but you just learn how to navigate through it or around it, or you just take your business elsewhere. And that's something that I have had to also learn, that me not get shit mixed up on me doing business with somebody. Me doing business with somebody, I had to learn that, you know what, this motherfucker only treat me cool because I'm spending money with him. That's it. I had to learn that, you know. And then when you learn that, it puts you in the power position to be mindful on who you spend your money with, you know, because they might look at me as the slave, but yet this motherfucker will tap dance for the money. Point blank. He will tap dance for the money. And don't you dare me, because I'm spending money with him, get this twisted up that that person is a friend, especially when you just don't even feel that they have, you know, extended themselves beyond the business deal to be cool with you, and recognize when they just keeping it business only and smiling with you at that moment. And I say that because I want you to recognize that at any level of money you spend it with anybody of any level of money, that's your money that you spending, you know? So that was the long-winded, because I couldn't make that short with white power. I am going to tap in to my folder. Oh, so here's white power. This whole time I was talking. Let me see. Hold on. Bam. I forgot I was supposed to be on this scene right here. And just so y'all know what white power look like, Bam, boom. There's white power. Right there. Switch. There you go. There you go. Just clean and simple, but it rocked the world. It rocked the world. You know, I'm not. It wasn't the super duper loud this and that. Just clean and powerful. And again, that's also the spinoff. Just powerful, clean. It was white. It was white power. It was, boom. But it was a black man who was in control of that. So that's white power. And that photo is probably somewhere around 2013-ish, I think. So maybe about 13 years ago was that picture. Yeah. And the Dyna was and still is a fun ass bike. So this right here, this is some footage that I already uploaded. Okay. And this was shot in 1994. And this footage is let me see. I don't even know if I can play this if I can play. Oh, there's mute. Cool. Can y'all hear that or no? Let me see. Affecting only you on your end.
I know you did not get
okay,
that.
so this was filmed. I don't know if you guys can hear me loud and clear or not. Let me try that. Okay, yeah, that's cool. There we go.
You won't be needing that.
So
You won't be needing that. Sit back down, man.
I am going to mute that so you can hear me. Can you hear me loud and clear? We can hear the audio clear. So I muted this. This right here was inside of my apartment, okay, in 1994. This is 32 years ago. And this is footage that nobody has ever seen until I just uploaded it the other day. 32 years ago. I told you I just got so much footage. And I told myself that I'm going to just start showing this because for some reason it's meant to be. I started one down in 96. This is 2026. This is 30 years. And this right here is 94. This is 32 years ago. And I wanted to show this so people who come across this, I want people to see real life footage of 1994, not a movie that's filmed and they're trying to reenact 1994. I want people who were in this video to see themselves. I want people to see what life was like in 94. And something that I'm going to point out that everybody is way too familiar with is recognizing, if you haven't, nobody's on a cell phone. Nobody's on a cell phone. We had beepers, but all it did was go beep, beep, and you look at it and put it down. People are interacting. It's a lot of conversation. It's a lot of positive energy. Here's a little more sound. Oh, shit. My bad. I don't know how to turn the sound back on. But people smiling, people engaging with each other. It's not quarantined off where all the guys are over here and the girls are over here. People are walking around, talking. It's how people really lived, 32 years ago. This is my friend still to this day, Doodoo. Keith Miles, and he was out there cooking. And props to Keith. I would say, this 32 years ago. Some people, still look the same, and some people don't. And he's still within, a close perimeter of still looking like this. So props to you, Keith. Just keep yourself healthy, man. And Keith was always the cook. He, still to this day, he can cook good. And people had their role within friendships. So let me fast forward back in. That was my bedroom. And that is a big ass cage I have for my snake. And on this day, right here, this is 94. And what it was actually probably about April of 94. Because in the video, my very close friend at the time, his name was Puff. He says that we're going to the river in May, like next month. We're going to the river in May, So this is probably about April coming into summer. And this is a year. This is several months before my son was born. Okay. He was born in that upcoming January. I don't remember. I don't know if I knew I was going to be a father in this video. I don't know. I don't know if I was told yet. I probably was. But this is footage also that, I want my son to see. Just video footage. Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine being able to see some footage of my mom and dad before I was born. So this right here is something that my son is going to be able to see footage of him, of his dad and his mom before he was born, and she is in the video, and I do respect people's privacy at a certain capacity. So I think it's all fair that I show this. And there is, all coolness between me and her. But, which person she is, if anybody knows me, you know which person it is. And if anybody knows me, you will recognize somebody else in this video that I had also dated before I dated my son's mom. And I say that because this was my life. I had fun. We was young, people growing up, you learning yourself. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Other people may live like that, but everything I've done in life, everything has gotten me right here to this moment. Everything I've done. And I'm proud of that, and I'm proud to show my life on video and the things that I've done because I'm proud of it. And I can point out some people like this dude right here. That was, my closest friend, Puff, Sean. And that was my crimey. We was closer than butt cheeks together every day, living a very strong, masculine alpha life and, just handling shit in the biggest way. I don't know if I can unmute it. unmute. There we go. What about now? Somebody gonna tell me yep, because I just saw it said unmute. Yep, come on. Let me see. Somebody let me know if you can hear me now. Yep, okay, cool. So here's the football with the sound. The sound should go. Okay, good. And play.
Right! What's his little ass?
So this is Keith, the one who was barbecuing. The one who was barbecuing at my house, that's him, 52.
Get it back, D, get it back. 39.
This is me coming up on the left, 36. Bam!
Blasted his ass. Dude hit blasted his ass.
We played aggressive. We hit hard. We got funky when things got funky. Watch this. Bam! Okay, so hold on, y'all. So right here, the guy who hit the dude with his helmet, the guy who with the helmet and he hit him, bam, he's on my team. And that's my very close friend, Keith. He was the one who was barbecuing in the other footage. So me and Keith, I met Keith when I was in the 8th grade in 1986. So as of this year, we got 40 years of a friendship. 40 years. And I'm blessed to live long enough to actually say that I can recall something 40 years ago. But Keith has been my friend for 40 years. And so this footage is something that, again, it's who we are. It's where we came from. It's how we did shit. It's your blueprint. And so Keith got mad on the field. I don't know what the dude might have said something to Keith. The dude may have cheap shotted Keith. The dude may have did something, but it made Keith mad. And this is just how we handle shit. So, and I rewound it so you can see it again.
Woo! What's some fucking ass?
There's me.
I got big.
It's a bitch you been wiping your ass for 20 years and it got bigger.
What's up, baby? Come on. We're gonna introduce you to the man. I'm interviewing for
Don't forget to make sure I don't walk into nothing.
Blitz Sports.
Am I gonna walk into something?
Huh? No, he ain't walking in shit. Come on. I'm a sports card
What makes it go in and out? These?
right there. Okay, we're gonna start over again. A fucking photographer, man, is fucking full of shit. All right? See that guy right there? Let's go over there, buddy. That's fucking Keith Myers. Baby! That's Keith Myers. As you know, right now I'm ranked #1 in the nation as a strong safety for Laverne University, Division III NAIA. I do plan on going pro, NFL, maybe World League.
Goddamn, that boy bad.
Major League. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. If I keep backing up like this, I might get hit. But check this out. I may introduce you to somebody who was a man in this game. He made a hell of a fucking hit, but he's right here. He's right here. This man made a hell of a hit.
Oh, yeah.
This man got hit.
Oh, he was wearing my jersey, that's all.
Dude caught the ball with the receiver for the other team. He came up to make the hit. He got hit, got bucked for the fucking
Try
touchdown.
to kick forward, the nigga.
That is not a fucking super
What
time
does
play.
he have to say about it?
Let's ask him. Sir. Exactly on that play, when dude caught the ball for the reception and bucked you for the touchdown, ran over you and then ran another 5 yards for a touchdown, what was going through your mind?
See, because of the reason I have no fear in my game, I got to my position of hitting him and underestimated his power, not knowing he was a fullback. And I was gonna hit him low, but I thought, we'd just go head up. But I didn't get as low as he was. It was like that hit, what's the old boy name? The old running back. It was similar to that. The old running back, he ran, broke homeboy off.
So let me ask you a question. When you saw that he ran you over for the touchdown,
I played it off good. Did you see me? I jumped back up.
jumped back up.
I didn't just stay there like a bitch.
since you knew that they all of a sudden took the lead and you was going to lose the game, what was going through your mind at that time?
Just knowing that if we win this game, that would
It got cut off, y'all. But stuff like this, these are building blocks. This is stuff that you take with you into your man life on how you handle stuff, how you make decisions, if you're gonna fold, if you're gonna, square up, whatever it is, It's good to be able to look at your background, somebody else's background, to see, what type of stuff they was involved with. And I'm showing this again, just to give people a little bit more insight, on, for what it's worth, how I was built. But this right here is I'm gonna show this because everything that I'm doing, it's a reason for it. Okay. And this right here is a text message within a group of my high school friends. And still to this day, these the friendships, these are, 40-year-long friendships, and we still in touch. And so Keith, so Marcus, he was on the team too. Marcus says, those are some fun times. Keith, the one who hit the dude in the head with the helmet, he says, man, I should have never hit that guy with that helmet. That hit was spot on. Dude could have gotten seriously injured. Can anyone remember why that tussle started? Marcus, who was on the team on the field with me and all of us, he said, I don't remember. He said, man, I just watched it again. Oh my goodness. And so now, after reading that, this is what I wrote. You could see kind of like the bottom part. Keith, back then you da. So I'm going to read it. I said, Keith, back then you had a hot side and a fun side. We all did, and we still do. Me, Keith, Marcus, Andy P, Isaac. Can't really say it about David and Vic, two other of our friends. Those are two of our other friends. I said, we go from cool to hot in a microsecond. And when we do, it's not easy to bring us back. But Keith, back then, when you flipped out, it was nothing new to me. I knew you for who you were, and it was something I could relate to. Ultimately, you were still getting to know yourself. You were known for getting caught up in the moment. The friendship we shared back then and on the field, you could do no wrong. Even if you were wrong, I had your back. We all had each other's back. You took your helmet off and you bebopped that guy simply because he pissed you off. And that's all it took for shit to get cracking. That's how we was built back then. And this video is a reminder to show us who the fuck we really are. We come from the concrete jungles of Ontario. We don't take no shit. We have matured in age and our outlook on life, but our blueprint is nothing weak. You have nothing to feel bad about, Keith. You manned up in that moment and you didn't go out like a bitch. That moment gave you strength versus a moment that you had to live a lifetime of going out like a bitch. Remember, my brother, everything in life we've all done has gotten us right here to this very moment. We alive, not in jail, and have our freedom. Many people we know have departed planet Earth for making the wrong decision. Keith, remember, we don't play football. We didn't play football to go pro. We play football to fuck people up. I started every game. I was a team captain. I never knew one fucking play. We learned from the original Los Angeles Raiders in the 80s. No disrespect to anyone's team. I never followed football teams. I just admired ruthless players from different teams. DeWitt. Goldie, that's me. And so I share this with y'all. Remove. And then this was, Keith's response. He said, right on, man. Thanks for sharing that positive feedback. The science behind this is even Keith at 54 years old, because I think he's a year older than me, could still find doubt in something he did back then. But the type of man that I am and how I was built, I don't allow people in my circle to fold easy. So I still wanted to encourage Keith to let him know, stand on what you did, because this is just how we get down. And it was good to see that, he, found strength in that. And it goes to show that until we die, we are constantly supposed to continue to build each other. And that's something that's obviously needed in men. And if you don't have a strong man in your life, male or female, you will crumble and you will stay a weak MF. And this is something that's really polluting life. There's a lot of weak ass people that don't have nobody to look up to. And it's just creating a very, very weak world. And this is part of why it's not really the easiest thing to be a friend of mine or be in my circle, because I hold people accountable for everything that they say and what I know they should be doing and what I do expect out of them as a grown up, as a human being. And a lot of people just can't deal with that. They would rather be around weak people so they can, not be responsible for standing upright and handling shit. Yeah, I feel like when I do these podcasts, man, I feel like I can just keep going on and on and on. And for y'all that's listening to me, I want to say thank you that tuned in. I gotta at least do this one. All right. This right here. This right here is a shout out. This was my friend Twist. And Twist, I'm giving you your flowers. Twist he hands down had the best physique out of all of us. And I don't know nothing about this man today, anything about him, Of course, by me showing this, I'm giving you, it's love out there. It's love, And it's me also looking back like, God dang, this dude was cut the fuck up, And he used to tell me, man, you better stop eating that bullshit. But unfortunately, I wasn't on the same page as him with, physique. I just thought, just grooming myself and brushing my teeth and dressing nice was cool. but he was into his body, and I wish I tapped in back then, you know. But yeah, I got to give it to him, you know. Twist, he had a gifted physique, and this was
What's happening?
this is just a portion of our friendship, you know, just messing with our snakes. But I'm gonna fast forward this.
Now follow Mr. Actor.
So there's Twist, and Twist,
Actor.
you know.
So well, let's go back to the feeding of the snakes.
After
now
our
that we have
direct
the Pimp
friendship,
Palace shown,
Twist got into deep into the
the
paparazzi world.
security.
And don't
all
know
this.
absolutely nothing about the man
This is my
today,
idol. This is
but
my dog
I hope
right here.
he's doing
Here
good.
is
And if you're seeing this,
Mr.
Twist,
Dog's
hope you're doing
idol.
good. Much love and respect.
We had to get that at like an angle.
But because this is integrated into my life,
yeah,
you know, I'm just sharing the good times, man.
that,
And this was 94. This was 32 years ago. And here's Twist.
Run up, you get bugged up. This Mr. Kirk right here. You know, the wrist is kind of hurt right now. I had to take care of 20 foods at one time. They all bum rushing, but I was like, ah! They couldn't fuck with me after that.
Yeah.
You know, wait a second.
Uh-oh.
You know, gotta get my OG green, because OG green is for money. You know, that's my new color for 94. Because green's gonna take me where I gotta go. You know, so what's happening? You know? Nigga. Can you get some?
I'm still that nigga. Look at Mo. Oh yeah, y'all didn't know Mo used to be a stripper back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
My name, I'm set out, y'all need to tear up shit at the old Pimp Palace West. But you know, seriously, bruh man, I'm gonna come up 94, whether it be the right way or the wrong way.
Uh-oh.
But I'll take care of it the right way first. I'm gonna try the right way first, honestly. But if the right way doesn't go the right way, then I'm gonna just slip on over to the wrong way. But I try to think the right way first. You know?
Yeah, that's the best way, man.
Go. Definitely.
Oh yeah, you got the waves in the house. The waves. Whoa.
Something Titanic.
Oh yeah, man, it's moving, dog. It's moving. Hey, Mo, show him a couple of them guns, man. Them rocks you got up there, man. You know you've been working out lately, dog. You know? Just show him a couple of rocks here.
You know, man.
Yeah, just a couple of rocks.
I'll come out whole.
Oh shit! He's gonna come out like a.
That's some of that.
Uh-oh.
Down the block, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Look at that big ass snake right there. Oh shit! Uh-oh, I gotta zoom it out. Oh shit! Look at move! Totally move!
Y'all know what's happening.
Look at his back arm.
Oh shit!
Wait till he
Look
flex.
at his back arm, boy! Look at his back arm!
Y'all don't want none of
Look at his back arm, boy!
See what's happening, fools? Oh, one day, fools.
Look at his back arm, dude!
See that? You see that?
Hey, you got a little definition. Hey, you catching up with me though, dude?
One of these days, you know, all y'all should look like me. All y'all. Let me check on my girl one more time.
Right.
Right on. Yeah. So that, you know, all this stuff just brings joy to me. It's just fun to see. It's fun to see, you know, my travels. It's a blessing. And for everybody also that tapped in on Facebook, sorry, I forgot to open up that screen on Facebook. Yeah, so I told myself I got so much footage that instead of just I'm gonna do my live every Thursday, but instead of just putting stuff up also on Thursday outside of my live, I'm gonna just start putting up stuff every single day, some type of old school footage every day. And when you go to my YouTube, it's gonna be under videos, okay? And then my lives will be under my live. And then the shorts will just be a segment that points to the videos that I uploaded. This is everything you got to start to learn about YouTube and this social media stuff. So my lives will be under live, under the link on YouTube when you go to my homepage on YouTube. And then just my random uploaded videos will be under videos. That's simple. So please be sure to subscribe so you get notified when I upload stuff. And then when you see the notification pop up, you can hit notify. You know, when I got something that's coming up, hit notify, and then it'll let you know that I'm going live in a few minutes or something. But yeah, subscribe to it. Subscribe to my channel. But yeah, so again, man, this was fun. Regrets are not required. Exactly. And it said, if you cannot take constructive criticism, you know, you don't need that friend. But again, I enjoyed this, man. Sorry for the little technical difficulties we ran into today. Thank y'all for standing strong throughout the podcast. This weekend will end the month of February. It's flying by. Sunday will be March 1st, which will kick us into closing out the first quarter of this month, of this year. So March will be ending the first quarter of this year. Everybody out there, you know, keep your chin up. Life is different. I must say this. I probably say it all the time, but life is different. You know, you got to really tap into how to, you know, navigate your way through this life on how things are now. And before I close this out, if you still here, or if you listen to this, if you're still here right now, listen. You have to prioritize your health. You have to. What you eat and what you put into your body, you have to eat cleaner. You have to let all the junk food go. You have to subscribe psychologically, emotionally, physically to some type of conditioning for your body. Your body needs that. You're not going to get away. You're not going to get away. You do not want to end up needing medical attention and you don't have insurance. Being that you don't have medical insurance, that alone should be one of the biggest reasons you want to keep yourself healthy, because you're not going to be able to get medical treatment. In some cases, some people just can't, you know. Their insurance don't qualify. If they don't have insurance, or they just too lazy to go get, you know, the financial aid type of situation, or they just too scared to go to the hospital. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear that. So you need to, if it's not too late, get your shit together. The way life is now, the moment you get sick in a certain type of sickness, people escalate that to you about to depart, and they start writing you off already. If you're terminally sick, if you are, and I'm assuming we're on the same page, terminally, meaning you have a date of expiration because of your sickness, people have written you off already. They have written you off. And what comes after that? Life goes on. People move on. Life goes on. I say that because I want you to know that you can do your best to prolong that further out instead of bringing it closer to you. Eat better. Stop eating the bullshit. I can go down a list of potato chips, donuts, processed food, junk, candy, pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, steak, soul food, cakes, pies, soda, punch. All this stuff is killing people. It's killing you. Cigarettes, smoking weed. Let me tell you something. Listen to this. Weed destroys, absolutely destroys. And if you smoke weed, you already know this, and I ain't bashing on you. I don't give a fuck what you doing, because you don't. But I wish you did. So I'm just telling you something that you already know, but you don't give a fuck about it. So I'm talking to the people who do care. Weed as a man absolutely destroys your testosterone levels. Weed destroys your testosterone levels. Why is that important? Because you need testosterone as a man to function, to have mobility, muscle, and an erection. Smoking cigarettes jacks you up. Drinking jacks you up. Weed jacks you up. And I say that because, you know, if you see a chick and she's just like fine, and her dude is a pothead, a real pothead, day, night, before he drive everything, just know. She probably got a friend on the side because her pothead ass dude ain't bringing the swipe to the table. So if you are that pothead dude with that dime piece chick that's with you probably for the bag, just know she probably got a friend, because you ain't, shit ain't adding up. And that's just a small piece of shit. But take care of yourself, because you don't want to end up having to be, you know, a customer to these doctors. Make good food your medicine before you end up making medicine your food. And a lot of people jumping on this bandwagon, and I don't even want to say the words. They jumping on this bandwagon with these injections. Okay. If you haven't done it, don't do it. Don't do it. If you haven't done it, don't do it. If you are doing it, hey, deal with your decision. Deal with your decision. But if you haven't, don't touch it. And everything that I'm telling you is stuff that I'm preaching, and I practice it. You know, I'm blessed and lucky. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed. I don't do no dope. It just never took an interest in me. So I'm cool. I'm glad on that. I couldn't imagine how further back in my health I would be set back if I did. They're getting these undercover Kevorkian shots, but they just don't know. That's right. That's right. Yeah, Raider Podcast, I did tell you, stop smoking. Yeah, I told them straight up, stop smoking. You know, y'all just got to know what it make you look like when you're doing stuff. It's ugly. It's unattractive. It fucking makes you ugly. It fucks with your skin. It fucks with your face. Fucks with your weight. It's a toxic chemical that's in your body, and your body, you know, shows it by the damage, by just converting your whole image to something ugly. Naturally, I'm telling you, we're not supposed to take in none of that stuff. Everybody just supposed to be beautiful. And naturally, if somebody was born, you know, not normal, it's because there was some type of chemical imbalance that came from the parent that really came from, you know, something foul that was in the family's bloodline, or the mom's or dad's bloodline, that came from something they put in their mouth, you know, which causes deformities and all that type of stuff like that. But also you got medical situations. But ultimately, you say, I got sick the next day. Now on track to quit. Right on, man. So yeah. So thank y'all for hanging in there, man, this long. But I'm going to just show you some old good times. I'll show you some new good times, but mostly just old stuff. You know, old stuff, you can't brag on it. You know, it's just done. It's fun. New stuff, it's kind of like people think you flossing or something. So, but even like this Dyna, you know, this ain't me flossing. Nothing I do. I ain't got to floss. I just enjoy what I got, and I just try to motivate people to show them that they can do it. You know, so be happy. I could say that, but what I mean is just keep yourself happy. Keep yourself away from negative people, negative environments. You know, there's a lot of negative people out there, you know, and you got to know how to just separate yourself from that. I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you very much. Another Thursday of One Down Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And the next episode will be episode 18. I do have a good friend of mine. And if things go right, I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. But if he does, I'll be delighted. And if he does, he'll be on this upcoming Thursday. And it'll be another good conversation interview. I don't even like to call them interviews. Just a chop it up session. Just a one down chop it up session. All right, y'all. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect. And I will see y'all next Thursday. Peace out. Let's see.